Hello and welcome to my channel. And I'm here, of course, with Andrew from Andrew's Wizardly Reads. We're with his setup here and doing a special video because we're going to be talking about some self-pub books today based on prompts and submissions we got from the Discord. And this one's a little bit better read with self-pub than I am. Okay. So I figured this would be a good way to farm off all the work on him and make him do the recommendations.
We'll see it, because I don't have any idea what's coming. This is completely unprepared.
I have read through some of the prompts. I have not told him a single one of them because I wanted to make it really awkward. And
you were even like, you can't look at the Discord.
I did specifically tell him, because they're publicly there. I told him it was not allowed to look. So like I did try to make this as difficult
Wizards Enclave
as
Discord.
Possible. Wizards Enclave Discord. Check the link in the description if you want to join on fun random stuff like this. But let's jump into it. So we're going to be talking about either prompts or like a book like this, but we're going specifically with self-pub because I thought of this the other day when I was talking in another video, and I'm like, this would be a good idea to do with Andrew.
Yeah, so, but to be fair, like he was talking about it yesterday, and I was like, hey, you should ping the Discord.
I completely forgot. So yes, we would not have done this had he not reminded me 100%. So anyway, starting it off with Jake, the bookish drummer, asked for self-pub with aliens. So sci-fi fantasy.
Oh, that's
aliens.
easy. That's T.A. Bruno's. Let's go the new one, Down Below Beyond. Easy. Easy peasy. It's up there. I'd stand up to get it, but then it'll just be my belly button in frame instead of my face.
I have those too, but I haven't read yet. So with aliens,
Orbit of Sirens works as well.
That's the same thing, isn't it?
Same universe, different series.
Oh, okay. I meant same author. Yeah, but I didn't say that. So okay. I was gonna say I have not done that much self-pub sci-fi, but Wistful Ascendant comes to mind as alien space bears.
That would work too.
And other aliens,
bears,
which were really cool. And I think the other one that comes to mind was Those Left Behind by N.C. Scrimmager.
I haven't read that one yet.
Scrimmager.
I have it right here.
Which I thought that was okay. I'm more interested to see where it goes, but it had a really interesting alien idea.
I was supposed to read that with Evie, so I'm waiting for Evie to talk to me about it.
Yeah, so we'll have to go. So there we go for there. And then Marilyn says, like, Realm of the Elderlings and Echoes Saga for Grand Epic Fantasy series. So recommendations for Grand Epic self-pub fantasy.
Oof. I mean, what immediately comes to mind is Divinity's Twilight by Christopher Russell.
Which I still need to read as well.
I'm going to knock over the Enterprise, but that's this one.
Don't knock over the Enterprise.
It's this one.
You guys recommended this to me for sure.
I have. But that one's good for Sanderson fans as well.
See, I feel like the first thing that came to mind, which I talk about a lot, but is Collation by Andrew D. Meredith, because
that's more of a classical. But so I was hoping that we were going to get like a classic recommendation. So I've been saving.
Well, she said Realm of the Elderlings is one of them, which
Realm
is
of the
kind
Elderlings
of that style.
Okay, fine.
I feel like that came to mind. Did you have another one you were saying?
I have no idea.
Okay.
My brain has already moved on.
I feel like Marilyn's already tried Andrew D. Meredith, so I'm sorry if my recommendation was bad, but that was the first thing that came to mind for, like, epic fantasy on a big scale, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've got anything else on shelf. No, we're gonna go with that answer.
Okay, I'm gonna skip around because, funnily enough, Andrew D. Meredith asked for more stuff like T.A. Bruno.
More stuff?
And we just talked about both, so...
Debunked by Dito Abbott.
Ooh, I need to get to that one, too.
It's less sci-fi. It's more fantasy than sci-fi, but it's got, like, a little bit of a steampunk kind of feel to it. Okay. And it's written... This is written more funny than what TA writes, so that's probably a bad recommendation, and I felt like I just reached for it because I wanted to recommend Debunked. But I'm less well-read in sci-fi self-pub. But I've read a few, obviously. I
just remember the other alien one.
Which one?
Well, it's First Contact. I don't know if it counts as alien, but Melody by David Hoffer was.
Yeah, you did like that one.
I liked that one.
I was less.
You were ambivalent.
I was more ambivalent on Melody. We did that when we were judges for SPSFC.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of alien stuff in that though, so I don't know if that counts. But I was gonna say I don't have any other things to suggest for this one, so that was all you. Miriam just wants all the recommendations.
Well, she'll have to DM me.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, watch like 90% of his videos, or continue. Watch this one, and you'll get all of them.
There we go.
That we're recommending. So, oh, here's an interesting one. Stacy asks for recommend that's close to Dresden Files and Brent Weeks stuff like Lightbringer or Night Angel.
Dresden Files, I'm going to do.
That one's all you. I don't do urban.
It has to be self-pub.
Yep,
Patrick Samfire. He's got a good series, and right now that I'm trying to think of it, because I don't own them physically, he just released the final book in this series. Give me 1 second. It's not gonna. My brain. I know my brain's not gonna do it. Patrick, and I've done a video review of this, which is even sadder.
I'm trying to think of
Shadow of a Dead God. There we go.
I know
Mennick
that
Thorn.
one.
That's the name of the series. It's Mennick Thorn. So I would go that one. It's more of like Industrial Revolution style, but yeah, no. And then I don't really want to recommend that one, just because it's so many books, and if I recommend it, I mean seriously, the main series is 12 books, and then the offshoot has, I think each one has 8. At this point. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
That is a lot.
Yeah, it's Shane Silver's. It's his...
Oh, I've heard you talk about that one.
I talked about it earlier on the channel, and I constantly forget the name of the series. And I shouldn't, because I read I think I read like 20 of those books. Shane Silver's. It gets kind of messy the longer it goes on. No, it's not that one. It's the Nate Temple series. There we go.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Nate
That sounds
Temple.
right. So I was trying to think this whole time of something similar to Brent Weeks. I haven't read Night Angel yet. I know Lightbringer's magic
enough.
systems. That got like
That also works.
a little bit of gunpowder and magic from the look of it.
A little bit of gunpowder and magic, but I only read the first Brent Weeks. Well, I think I read half of the second one.
That series, Lightbringer gets so much flack, and it has some issues, but it is a really good series. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than most people, it seems.
I
plan to read Night
distracted.
Angel. It's a little crazy, but yeah, that one was, I feel like it also had, like, outside of Sanderson, I don't think I've seen that detailed and cool of a magic system.
Yeah.
That I've read in general, and that's why I'm struggling to come up with something, because I focus on it for the magic. Is what I just thought was super, super cool with that. And nothing else is coming to mind for me. So we'll go with your answer.
Yeah, sure.
So that's why we're doing this with you here. Because I figured you'll have answers for the ones that I don't.
Ooh, stinks.
It stinks. Self-pub with a nautical setting. Nautical is definitely, you gotta have an answer for that.
So I haven't read it yet, but with a nautical setting, we've got the Bloody Chorus. I mean, it's got a big old ship right on the cover.
It's very nautical.
By John Marco. So I'm assuming that's a safe answer. And John Marco is a trad pub author who went indie.
I was gonna say, I feel like I have some of his books.
Yeah, Jackal of Nar.
Yep,
the
those are the ones.
I sent you my my mass market paperbacks, and then I got them in trade paperback.
Gotcha.
And that's definitely one that I plan on reading. I've been getting more into nautical, but now that you ask me about it, like I'm sure I read it.
Well, a lot of the ones
Kindle.
I can think of are not self-pub.
Also nautical.
We got
Nomads of the Sea by Kobe Zucker.
I still haven't read this one, and
All that water right there.
I remember you talking about this one so much.
Huge.
I know, but I remember just you gushing about it.
It was really good.
For a while.
Kay's the one who recommended that one to me.
So I don't know if I've read a particularly nautical self-pub book, so I'm not sure. Those are some good ones for sure. Let's see. We got T asking for Portal Fantasy. I have answers for that, but I feel like they're not helpful because I'm pretty sure that T has read Blackjack, which is the first thing that comes to mind. Legend of Blackjack by Aaron Wilson, which is traditional Portal Fantasy.
It's Wandering In.
That is one too. Yeah. And then
Wandering In. It's a very long series, but it's very good. So Wandering In is my answer for that. It is self-pub. It is Portal Fantasy, and it's really good. I just finished book 3. So.
And then I'd call Voidwalker Collection by Derek Bailey kind of Portal Fantasy, so to speak.
I've only read the first novella, so
yeah, it's not necessarily, but I'd put it in that vein. That's kind of how it feels. So I'd go with that one too.
Trying to think, do I have any other portals?
Any other portals?
Of course, I probably do.
I feel like it is hard to think of literally anything in this video. Yeah, so
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
I read through some of the questions, but also did not prepare, which was a choice, unlike him who didn't have the option.
And that's by Pirate Abba.
Okay, so Trin asks for something in the same vein as Blood Song, i.e. dark fantasy that's not grimdark. So that's an interesting one. What you got?
Memories of Blood and Shadow by Aaron S. Jones.
That's another one he's been recommending me. I still haven't read.
Right there.
So
that can fit for like it's basically Blood Song using Name of the Wind structure, or not Name of the Wind. Name of the Wind structure. That's Patrick Rothfuss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's using that structure and that kind of style of story, but told in like a Blood Song style of way. Very good.
So it'll go in some different ways, and it's not similar to Blood Song in like book-wise, but something that's like dark fantasy but not grimdark. Now I consider it grimdark, but I consider it like what I feel like grimdark should be, not like what grimdark is.
Mm-hmm.
All of this to try and remember. We Men of Ash and Shadow. That's the book
By H.L. Tinsley.
By H.L. Tinsley.
Yep.
That it's kind of like it's like a gas lamp thing, and it gets like the grimdark for me that I really like, where we're in this just like city and it's all just shades of gray, but it's not like in your face like violent or brutal or that kind of thing like you sometimes get with grimdark either. So that would be a one that it's definitely dark, but it's not what you traditionally with grimdark, and it's just fantastic. I still need to read the sequel because I really like
I also need to read the sequel.
The first one was just so good. So
I like the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I haven't continued. Probably because I've got 1 billion books to read.
Yeah.
Maybe not 1 billion, but at least 1,000.
That definitely comes to mind for me, yeah. This one's gonna... Oh, wait, no, we have another one. Jake asks for self-pub with a shocking twist. A shocking twist.
A shocking twist.
Maybe if we keep saying...
I am going to say one that's not out yet.
I mean, that works.
I am going to say...
Wait, is it a spoiler to say if it has a twist, though? Because on the IT crowd, it's a spoiler if you reveal it. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Well, now you got me second guessing. Let's see. Let's see if I've got anything other than one that's not quite out yet. You know what? I can do this one. Let me just get in real close. We're gonna do The Cruel Gods by Trudy Skies. It's got a bit of an interesting twist to the story that I really enjoyed. So it's kind of clock punk. So it's like steampunk, but it's got like clocks and gears, and
I got
one. The city is...
This is another one. I feel like half of this video is Andrew reminding me of all of the books that he's recommended for me that I haven't read
given
yet.
to you.
And some given to me because I have the first 2 of this now.
There's only 2 out, so...
So, yeah. I am going to go with
twist.
The Obsidian Path by Michael R. Fletcher. Because there are many in there, but there's especially some things that happen way later that are like... I almost controversial.
Are those twists or those reveals?
I mean, I feel like the very end was a twist for sure. But,
yeah,
but there are,
okay,
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm counting it because there were a lot of things too.
It's your video.
Yeah, exactly. I make the rules here. I think the next one is probably going to be you though, because Patrick Ryan asks for similar to Alex Veras.
Similar to. Dresden Foss. No, I'm just kidding.
It's more urban, isn't it?
Yeah, it's again. It goes back to he's asking for more urban. Again, that's either Shane Silvers, but Shane Silvers is a little bit more macho. He's like a rich boy, who like has just tons of magic and he throws it around and stuff like that. So not quite like Alex Veras. Alex Veras has a strong political element to it. But it focuses more on the singular character around a found family. Do I have anything like that? In an urban setting.
In an urban setting. That's the key part. I don't really read a lot of urban fantasy, so that's where I'm like, urban in general, I don't read a ton of urban fantasy, so yeah, I can't really think.
Again, I think we're going to go back to the Mennick Thorne Patrick Samphire books here.
Okay.
Because that's basically what I've got.
And the next one is also Patrick Ryan with a school setting. It's also not something... I feel like that was on purpose, because he knows we don't like school settings very much.
You said Patrick Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows.
I'm going to go Mother of Learning by Dumagoy
Oh, there you go.
By Dumagoy Kermayej.
The only thing I can even think of off the top of my head is Umbridge by Derek Bailey, which is a school setting.
I can say Mark of the Fool by as soon as I say Mark of the Fool, the author's name fled my brain.
Mark of the Fool, I know that one. I don't know who it's.
It's a web novel, but Mark of the Fool, Mother of Learning. He's already done Superpowers, and then of course I could also do Divinity's Twilight Rebirth.
Mark of the Fool. It doesn't actually say who it's by.
You'll have to click images.
It doesn't say. It's by somebody.
By J.M. Clark.
J.M. Clark. There we go. We found it. Okay. Haha. We found it. All right. Yeah. So I don't read a ton of school settings either. Oh, and here we go. With Patrick Ryan, we should just stop taking his. It's just something similar to Shadows of the Apt.
There's nothing else like Shadows of the Apt.
Like, I haven't read that, but I know it's super different with the different types of creatures and
I'm
stuff.
going to go The Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan. It doesn't have creature feature. I mean, that's what Adrian Tchaikovsky does. He does creature features. So it's like all bug monsters, all bug people. So I can't do anything like that. But in terms of tone, I'm going to say The Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan. Is that a good fit? I don't know. But that's my answer.
I'm going to go with something else that also doesn't really answer the question, but has a lot of creatures in it, because that's what I'm latching on to. So I'll go with the Beast Hunters by Krister Lendy.
Krister.
It said Krister that time. I'm going to go back and check, but I swear I always try to call him Christopher. I was pretty sure I said Krister.
I think you did a mix of the two. But I could be wrong. I could be the jerk. And I will put it right here. If I'm the jerk, I'm sorry.
If you're watching this, I'm sorry. I always want to call you Christopher, and I know it's Krister Lendy. But yeah, there's a lot of weird beasties and creatures in there, many of which are self-aware and talk. So that's what I'm latching on to, because I have no idea about anything actually like Shadows of the Apt. Finally, a softball question. Things we'd recommend to each other.
Everything?
I was going to say, you've recommended me so many things. Have I bothered you about a self-pub lately? Usually, you've already read the self-pub.
Usually, I'm recommending to you instead of the other way around.
I usually am trying to get him to read the some trad pub books he hasn't gotten, because he's usually almost all the self-pub I get.
Honestly, the one I think I want you to read the most is... Well, actually, this one is I was recommending to you today. Is The Assassin of Grins and Secrets by K.E. Andrews. I'm about 15% into that, and I'm having a fantastic time with it, because it's a neurodivergent protagonist who experiences like sound, sensations, touch, and certain things in color spectrum.
Okay.
And it just works really well. It almost feels like a purple prose, but it's not.
Interesting. Have you read Gloves of Eons yet?
I've started Gloves of Eons.
So that's probably the one I've been bothering you about. Granted, I already knew you were going to read it, but... So yeah, it's usually I have so many books I'm trying to get to from him that whenever I have a book, even if I don't know he's read it, I'll be like, oh, this is really good. He's like, yeah, I read that. And I'm just like, ah.
Yeah.
So... and then, okay, so we only got one more. We're at the end. So Spyro asks for lots of action, found family, like One Piece, or Dungeon Crawler Carl, it sounds like, for Donut and Carl for the found family, since I haven't read One Piece, he says. So lots of action and found family is what we're looking for with this one. I don't know anything about One Piece.
Action and found family. I could easily say Cradle, but I'm trying to think of something else.
See? I mean, Blood of the Spear has a lot of action and found family in it by Mark Timoney, but that's, I think, very different from those ones, so...
Action and found family. I'm gonna say Cradle.
I was gonna say, actually, the last review copy that I read was...
Or I guess Maroda could work as well.
What now?
Maroda by L.L. McRae.
Oh, I still need to read L.L. McRae too. But yeah, the last review copy I did was lots of found family, which is Tribe of the Accord, which is prehistoric, but not a ton of like action in that one. It's kind of younger reading too, so a little bit different. But yeah, so I think we've at least somewhat well gone over these. I'll note too that Boiled Jellyfish at the end here commented out that when I tried to say hello everyone, I said hell everyone at the beginning of this post. So that's a fun little note as well. But I think we have that. So if you have any other recommendations that you'd like where we actually think about them, definitely let us know in the comments. And I will look at them and force him to make recommendations if I can't figure any out.
Okay.
With force if necessary.
Hey, whoa. There's no need to get violent, okay? Violent is uncalled for. It's unnecessary. It's not needed.
All right. Okay.
Just buy me an ice cream.
Well, hopefully you've enjoyed some of these recommendations. This was fun to do. And so, yeah, let us know, too, if you have any recommendations for these prompts that you would recommend as well in the comments. But that's it for this one. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the link in the description, like I said, for the Wizardly Enclave Discord. If you want to chat books, any of these books, other books, anything. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you. And, of course, if you enjoy my content and if you enjoy his content, make sure to subscribe.